Hello and welcome again to my channel, where I try to share job interview answers and some of my experiences for the benefit of your career. Today's video is based on a very interesting question that I received from one of my clients who succeeded in finding a job recently after nearly 6 months of job hunting. And after starting her new job, she asked me the question, are there any things that I can do during the initial period of my employment which make my new employers happy with me and I am considered as a good new member of the team? Well, the answer to that is yes. So if you are someone who's recently started a new job, this video is for you. Because I'm going to share some information and suggestions to you if you have started a new job that will make sure your employers feel they made the right selection. Actually, when you start a new job, one of the first things that you should focus on is to get accustomed to the new work environment and to your new team members. But you also need to make sure that your individual performance meets or exceeds the expectations of your new employer. So here are some quick brief pointers that I guarantee you will show you results in the medium to long term. The first thing I will suggest to you is to focus on learning the main job and the tasks that you're supposed to perform and for which you were hired, because you need to prove to the employer that they made the right decision by selecting the right person for the right job. Once you start learning the new job and start adjusting yourself to the new environment, you must keep your mind open to look at the processes and the ways things are done at the new workplace and start thinking if there are ways that these tasks could be done in a better, more efficient manner. And by efficient, I mean if the things can be done faster, yielding better results, or by using less resources. Think back about your previous work experiences where you might be performing the same tasks in a more efficient manner. In short, I want you to keep your mind open in the initial period of your new job and note down the things that you think could be done in a better way. And the improvement to the work processes and functions that I am telling you about need not be of a major nature. Let me give you an example. At your new workplace, the customer feedback is collected by individual staff and passed on to the CRM team for evaluation and analysis. While the same process was handled differently and more efficiently in one of your previous work experiences, where the staff proactively collected the customer feedback and fed it into the system, which was shared directly with the CRM team. So note down the suggestions you have that would impact improving the service, the quality, processing time, or even saving costs to the company. So let's say after about the first 2 to 3 months of your employment, if you get an opportunity to speak to your supervisor or one of your seniors, I would like you to share your suggestions with them in a humble manner. It could even be that your supervisor or your manager asks you how you feel about the new job. And you could reply that I am very happy working with the new team. But there are certain small suggestions that I would like to present to you, which I feel might improve our services or save costs to us. The second suggestion that I would like to make to you is a bit long term, and it relates to your adaptability, your flexibility, and your learning skills. Depending on your work situation and the job you perform, there are very high chances that you have colleagues who perform different functions or work in a different section. My suggestion is that as time goes by and you gain more command and confidence over your own work, you should try and indulge yourself in learning what functions your other colleagues are responsible for and how do they manage them. I do not suggest that you start taking over their job or their responsibilities, but depending on the opportunities that you get and create, you can try and talk to them gradually, even casually talking to them during breaks. Talk to them what exactly do they do and how do they manage it. This could be achieved by you over a longer period of time, let's say over a year or longer from the time that you started your new job. Now, how could that benefit you in your career? I will mention only one or two of the possible benefits of being a versatile and resourceful employee that every company and management values above the average employee who are focused on only their own tasks. Let us assume as an example that if there is an abnormal situation or an emergency due to which a colleague of yours is unable to attend work for any reasons, and there is an urgent and important task to be completed by that colleague, in which case you could volunteer to help out in completing the task in the best possible manner. In some cases, this could prevent the company from a financial loss, losing of a contract, or any other kind of shortfall. Even if you are unable to complete the job the way your colleague would have been able to, the company will still appreciate your going out of your way at a critical time. Another possible scenario where you could benefit from being multifunctional is that in case the company decides to downsize its workforce, you can be sure that the company will consider your value as a versatile employee over other staff. I hope you can make practical use of my suggestions to take your career forward, which will also help you to progress to higher levels in your career. And one final tip that I would like to share with you from my own experience is never to underestimate the power of observation, especially when you're starting a new job. Whether you are in the initial stages of your new job or you would like to learn about the functions in the job performed by others as we discussed earlier, there is hardly any stronger method of learning than the method of learning through observation. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and until my next video, stay safe and healthy wherever you may be. Thank you.